Good morning everyone, we are live from the Motorsport To Business Partner Lounge. We're thinking it better. It is day 2 of Goodwood Festival of Speed, and we have been joined by the current leader of the British Touring Car Championship, Jake Hill. How are you, Jake?
I'm good. How are you, Nick? You alright?
I'm very well, thank you, mate. How have you been finding Goodwood so far? You've been up the hill this morning, haven't you? What were you in?
I have, yeah. I've done 2 runs already, so it's been a pretty frantic morning. But yeah, I've been in the 1970 Shadow Can-Am car, so 900 horsepower. 650 kilos, it's a proper bit of kit. Pretty scary as well, but hey, that's what we do. And then the Skyline as well, the Calsonic Skyline, which sort of, you know, made famous here really over the last couple of years by winning the shootout in the touring car class. So yeah, hopefully we can do the same again. We've got 900 horsepower in that again today, so yeah, looking forward to it.
Well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
And so let's just go back. I mean, obviously, well, first of all, you're having a great season in British touring cars. Let's just talk through that. I mean, you've really hit a sweet spot with the last couple of rounds, and you've won 5 now. Mm-hmm. So what's been the difference this year compared to other years? What's finally clicking?
I think just the focus has shifted, you know. I mean, we've definitely made some improvements to the car. You know, we've got a new engine in our BMW 3 Series, and a few other, you know, little bits that we've done to the chassis to just try and develop it and make it better, and ultimately it's worked. You know, I mean, the car's, you know, it's a bit more, you know, quite window operating when it comes to getting the sweet spot with the car. It's not a big window, you know, you've got to get it right. But when it does, it seems to be pretty fast, you know. And me and my engineer Craig, who's a big part of my success, you know, we've been working together so well now the last few rounds, and I think we're just in a happy place with it all, and it just means that, you know, we're able to do stuff with the car and make me happy with the car to a point where we're able to go and win races.
Yeah. It was interesting actually, because the Brands Hatch weekend, second round of the season, obviously your home round, it didn't go great, did it?
It was pretty awful, even by my standards, it was pretty bad, yeah.
So what did you and Craig work on to obviously then the next round? I remember seeing you on the Saturday. You arrived with a spring in your step, and then you went and you won 2 of the 3 races. You actually almost won the 3rd one, which would have been the first time since 2010.
Yeah.
You got so close to doing that. What did make the difference? What were you and Craig talking about?
I think Craig came to my house and we spent a whole day going through what went wrong at Brands and the potential setup issues that caused us to be slow, forgetting the steering issue that we had in race 2. And then we came up with a load of potential options for Snetterton. And we had actually dug out a load of 2022 setup sheets that we had, because in some ways the car is very similar to what we had in 22, with the exception of the engine and a couple other bits. So we dug through a lot of the archives, and we came out with what we thought would be a happy medium, and it's been on the car since 5 wins later.
Yeah. And fair to say it's worked.
It's working.
Working, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so let's just go back. Your career so far. So how did you get into racing?
So my dad was a commentator for MB Motorsport, and he commentated on all the support races for the British Touring Car Championship, and I was only sort of 11 at the time, and it was a case of Dad didn't want me hanging around the commentary box with him, so he got me a job as a wheel washer for a Porsche team called Red Lion Racing, and you know, I became really good friends with all the drivers and all the team members, obviously, over the next sort of year and a half that I've worked with the team. And a lot of the gentleman drivers in Porsche Carrera Cup Series, they recognised I was always around, and at the time Ginetta Juniors, which is a junior series for kids aged 14 to 17, came onto the touring car package, and actually all the gentleman drivers, they clubbed together and they got me a sort of 10-15 grand pot to go and do the winter series with in 2008, and we got a podium straight away. And then we managed to, you know, find some more sponsorship, which is no mean feat, and you know, we spiraled from there really.
And what's been fantastic actually is a lot of those sponsors that they're still with you on the journey now. I mean, I know spending time around the MB Motorsport paddock and pit lane, it's the same faces, which is incredible to keep them going, because it's not something that, you know, obviously motorsport is famously an expensive sport.
Yeah.
But from your side, you've done it the hard way, haven't you?
Completely, yeah. There's no family money, there's no family businesses or anything like that. We've just dug deep and, you know, always be polite, always be respectful, and, you know, people are, you know, happy to help, you know. So it's, yeah, it's been extremely tough. Many times have we thought about giving up. And, you know, one time I even left the British touring car season midway through. You know, I hated it that much, and, you know, the stresses were too high. So, but, you know, we clubbed together, got it going again, and since 2019 we've been on a bit of a roll, really.
Yeah. And outside British touring cars, obviously you obviously do a lot of historic racing as well. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Goodwood is sort of my second home now. You know, I've became a Goodwood driver last year, so that was pretty special, and you know, it means I get to do all the events and do the events in the cars that I really want to drive. So yeah, the Skyline for me is a real passionate car. I love it. I'm a Nissan fanboy in the heart. Sorry, BMW. But you know, it's a special car, right? And I love it. So yeah, real honour to drive that up the hill this time, and obviously in the shadow as well for this year's Festival of Speed. But the Ford Capri is a you know, a real treat to drive, and I've made that car famous again at the members meeting. We've won it twice now, so that was fantastic. And then we're at the revival again this year. So yeah, some really cool stuff.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Jake. I appreciate it's a busy schedule this weekend, so really appreciate you joining us, and best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks, Nick.
Genuinely, both in historic and of course in the British Touring Car Championship.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Right, well, thanks everyone for joining us, and thanks to Jake for joining us as well. We've got plenty more speakers today. This is our Speaker Saturday. We've got Ruben Stanislaus joining us in a couple of minutes' time. And then we've got motorsport historian Harry Sherrard joining us at 1 o'clock. And then ex-Top Gear producer Jim Wiseman, the guy who came up with the Star and the Reasonably Priced Car and the challenges down to Monaco, is going to be here at 3 o'clock. So please do join us, and thanks again, Jake.
Thank you.